And we are back with the third segment of the GSMC Basketball Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. And in this third segment, we are going to be talking about all the NBA games that just happened. As usual, we're going to give a quick recap. So far the game has yet to start yet, so don't need to really worry much about that. But let's go right ahead. I already talked about the Boston Celtics game and how their defense was really dominant in this win. And obviously, the defense being dominant led to them scoring a bunch of points. Now, one of the games, let's see, what games do we have on this list? The Oklahoma City Thunder, they matched up against the Dallas Mavericks. Luka Doncic was ruled out due to a hamstring soreness. And there was no good news for the Dallas Mavericks in this game. And Daniel Gafford, he was on pace to breaking Wilt Chamberlain's record for most consecutive made field goals with 35, but he ended up missing his 34th field goal. So Wilt Chamberlain still holds that record for most consecutive field goals made. And a lot of people, they sort of, brushed it off the rug, we knew that wasn't going to happen because Luka Doncic wasn't in the game. And they essentially, they operate pick and rolls together. And Luka being such a great playmaker, it makes sense how he didn't end up breaking this record. If Luka was actually, playing in this game, I think he would have broken it. But unfortunately, he'll have to try setting that record another day. Or breaking that record another day. Kyrie Irving had a great game tonight. He ended the game with 36 points, shot 12 of 18 from the field, very efficient. Tim Hardaway Jr. had 23 points, 8 of 13 from the field. Daniel Gafford, 8 of 11 from the field, 19 points. And everyone was efficient except for PJ Washington, who ended the game 1 for 11 with 6 points. Goodness me, he's like Carmelo Anthony on Houston. But I digress. So, Kyrie also ended with 12 assists. I really should add on to that. Because Kyrie's not really known for being that much of a passer as he's known for being a shot maker, shot creator, those kind of things. And the final score of this game is 126-119 in favor of the Oklahoma City Thunder. And the Thunder, Shai Gilgeous, he ended the game with another 31-point game. I have no idea how he scores 31 points on the dot every single time I look at him. It's really insane. But Jalen Williams, his other scoring partner, ended the game with 27 points. Chet Holmgren ended the game with 11 points. And let's keep going to the box scores. And they shot 41% from three as a team. So, I don't really think there's much that needs to be said about this game, given how, the Mavs were losing their best player. And, missing your best player, obviously you're not really going to end up beating one of the best teams in the Western Conference. It is a little bit concerning how they did get pretty close to that, though. This wasn't a blowout win. It shows, just how good this Dallas Mavericks team really is. And if they had Luka, they could probably come out on top against the Oklahoma City Thunder if they even match up in the postseason. Next game on this list is the New York Knicks. They ended up beating the Portland Trailblazers 105-93. Relatively low scoring, I do understand that, but the Knicks prioritize defense. And that's something that I really like about this team. They love to play defense. Now, I understand that they have a guard on their team that is not really known for his defense, but they also have a lot of other aspects on their team now who are actually known for their defense. And let's see. Bogdanovich, he ended up only scoring 5 points, unfortunately. So far, he's struggling. He's struggling for this team, and he's not bringing as much value to the team as I hoped he would going into the trade. Jalen Brunson, back in the rotation. He's been back in the rotation for quite some time. Ended this game with 45 points. Obviously, fantastic work there by him. Josh Hart ended the game with 7 points, but he was able to get 15 rebounds and 3 steals. He plays 42 minutes. This man is a tank. He is a literal tank because he's a shooting guard and he's getting all of these rebounds. He's averaging 8 rebounds as a shooting guard. Like, his role to this Knicks team should not be underestimated. And I always say that, like, every team, like, it should want a player that is similar to Draymond Green, like someone who's going to do all the other things that you might need in a team. And Josh Hart, he does that. He fits that role to perfection. If anything, he is like a smaller Draymond Green or a shorter Draymond Green that could shoot. That is incredibly valuable for a team. And like he doesn't get as many assists as Draymond does. Like his playmaking, I mean, he did have a triple-double that one game, so his playmaking is there. But at the same time, like, it's not as good as Draymond's. I'm not going to say that his playmaking is as good as Draymond's. And judging by like what he averages, he only averages 3 assists per game. So his playmaking it's not really there. But still, having someone that is willing to get the rebounds, and he gets a lot of offensive rebounds as well, give the team second chance points, play defense, you want that in a player. Because more possessions means more opportunities to score, obviously. And DiVincenzo, he had a quiet game. He ended with 12 points. He's capable of dropping 30 if he wants to. And let's see, who else played well? OG Anunoby. He's still back. He's back in the lineup. Obviously, like, he's still feeling some pain, because, like, I mean, he just came back from surgery, so it makes sense how he's going to feel a little bit of pain going into some of these games. But he ended the game with 12 points, so you can't really complain. DeAndre Ayton, he had a ball game tonight. He ended the game with 31 points and 14 rebounds, 0 assists though. It's kind of funny because DeAndre Ayton, when he was on Phoenix, he would always complain that he would not get enough shots. And I really don't understand why he would complain about that when the team was winning. Does not make any sense to me whatsoever. And let's see. There's somebody in the chat saying chai the matcha. I have no idea what that word is, and I'm not really going to say that word because I have no idea what it is. I don't even think it's a real word. So we're just going to skim past that. Let's see. Scoot Henderson ended the game with 12 points, 4 of 13 from the field. Not really that efficient. And Delano Banton ended the game with 16 points, 6 of 20 from the field. Again, not really. The only bright spot for Portland was DeAndre Ayton, and that's a big problem if your bright spot is DeAndre Ayton. And obviously this Portland team needs to rebuild. Scoot Henderson, he was thought out to be a better rookie than Victor Wembanyama. No idea where that hype train is now. Completely gone. Ooh, the game started. We're going into the second half of Purdue going up against Michigan State. So get ready for updates on this game. But moving on from that, the Bucks finally they win a game. They beat the 76ers without Joel Embiid. So not really something that impressive. They only won by 9 points. They should have blown them out of the water. I'm sorry, they should have blown them out of the water. Giannis, who quite ironically, he thinks he's the worst player in the NBA. He is absolutely hilarious. Ended the game with 32 points and 11 rebounds and 7 assists, shooting 9 of 12 from the field. Very, very efficient. Damian Lillard only ended the game with 17 points, shooting 7 of 16 from the field. Damian Lillard needs to be more efficient if this team wants to go anywhere in this playoffs. He has to be more efficient. Otherwise, they're just going to keep losing these games. And, steal by Purdue. All right, Purdue looks like they're about to run away with this game. The score is 36-27 right now. Purdue passes to the top of the key. 3-ball is good. And now the score is 39-27 in favor of Purdue. They came out rolling. So going back into the box scores of this game, Brook Lopez ended the game with 19 points, 7 of 12 from the field. Didn't get as many rebounds. I mean, 7 rebounds it's still pretty good for a center, but I mean, Giannis Antetokounmpo, obviously, he was the horse on this team. And on the Sixers side, Tyrese Maxey ended the game with 30 points. And let's see. Shot 12 of 23 from the field. Tobias Harris ended the game with 15 points. And Kyle Lowry, who's now on the 76ers, ended the game with 12 points. That was the only positives in scoring for this team. Obviously, they need a lot of help. And quick update on Joel Embiid. He's expected to return really, really soon. Now, obviously, the time frame on that is a little bit, we don't know exactly when, but he should be back sometime in around early April, maybe late March, to help the Sixers stay in the playoffs, because right now, let me just go ahead and look. They're 7th in the Eastern Conference, and they obviously they want to have a playoff spot so they don't have to play playing games and risk Joel Embiid getting injured in those games. Getting injured again. And, alright, so now that we have that game out of the way, we can go ahead and we could talk about the Clippers game, where they ended up playing against the Chicago Bulls. Kawhi Leonard and his back spasms, not something that needs to be worried about. Kawhi Leonard, he was back in the lineup, ended the game with 27 points, with 34 minutes logged. So it's not like he got in and then sat out. He played that game. And okay, so now Purdue's only up by 10 right now, and Paul George ended the game with 28 points and 7 assists as well. No James Harden in this game, no problem, obviously, because this Clippers team, it really shows just how good this Clippers team really is. They didn't have James Harden or Russell Westbrook, still were able to come out with a really dominant win. Paul George shot 11 of 12. He only missed one shot in this game, and that was a 3-ball. Kawhi Leonard, 12 of 17, 27 points. If these guys play like this, if they play that efficient, there is nothing you can... Whoa, blocked by Michigan State. Fast break, 2-on-3, and Michigan State gets the bucket, 31-41 right now, favor of Purdue. Kawhi Leonard, again, as I mentioned earlier, it's 12 of 17. If these guys shoot this efficiently in the playoffs, it is a very big problem, and I can really see this team going far. Because, Chicago's not that good of a team. They have been doing... Ooh, they missed the 3. They have been doing a lot better recently, but again, not really a playoff team. They're not really a team that needs to be taken much into account. And I might be favoring the Clippers a little bit too much, but again, not playing 2 of your most important players, James Harden and Russ, and still coming out with a win, it's impressive. And even if this was any team, I would still be saying that this is impressive. So I really don't think that I think the Clippers, they do still have a good shot of making it all the way. But ooh, nice layup. But regardless, this is still the Clippers. So anything can happen with this team. And forgive me if I'm a little bit hesitant on some of these words. I am watching this game actively go on right now. I can't show you the game, obviously, because copyright issues, but the game is between Michigan State and Purdue is still going on, and I am watching this. Corner 3 missed by Michigan State, rebound by Michigan State still, so they have another chance. But yeah, Kawhi Leonard going to if they all play this efficiently, it's a serious problem going into the playoffs. Okay, scores 33-43 Purdue. And let's see, what other game happened last night? This game is actually going to go into my final segment, which is going to be talking about the Washington Wizards and how now they're ironically one of the worst teams in the NBA right now. Ooh, another fast break by Michigan State, 35-43. So I'll be right back after this. Actually, you know what? I might as well. I'll go ahead and talk about the box scores of this game, and I'll repeat the box scores in the next segment as well. So, the Washington Wizards, they got absolutely owned by the Houston Rockets. The final score was 135-119 in favor of Houston. And let's see, Jalen Green, ended the game with 37 points. Very, very impressive. He was different this game. I don't know what he was on. He was absolutely different. There was a clip, like I'm sure you guys saw this on Instagram, but he broke a defender's ankles, stared at him, shot the three, and then turned around. And that is menace behavior right there. That is dirty. That is probably one of the nicest moves that I've ever seen in my entire life. Fred VanVleet ended the game with 27 points. Let's see. Eamon Thompson, Sir Thompson's brother, by the way, ended the game with 20 points, 9 of 12 from the field. Very, very impressive. Jabari Smith Jr. ended the game with 16 points, 6 of 10 from the field. Obviously, these guys, like, they were out of their minds in the scoring. Let's see, where's Dylan Brooks? Dylan Brooks shot 5 of 8 from the field, 13 points. I mean, obviously, like in his head, I'm the best player ever. That's what he says. And that's not best player ever numbers right there. Yes, I am not a Dylan Brooks fan. He tried to disrespect and put down my glorious king, LeBron James. I am not a fan of Dylan Brooks. And you guys definitely would know that. But with that, we are out of time for this third segment. Now I'm going to go right ahead into the fourth segment, which is going to continue talking about the Washington Wizards and how disappointing their season has been, and how ironic it is that they are disappointing in this season. So I will be right back after this short break.